Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to build the most budget-friendly PC in 2026 using only $500. So, let's start off with the motherboard. The board I went with is ASROCK's B550M Pro 4 motherboard that has the AM4 socket. It has RGB features with a few SATA ports and 2 M.2 ports and also an M.2 for Wi-Fi. I bought this off Newegg for $75, but it went out of stock after I bought it and the price went up to $80. Tiny screw, got SATA cables, IO shield, another tiny screw, driver DVD, that, quick installation guide, and the board itself. Here's the I/O, 6 USB, a C, Ethernet, audio, PS2. I don't know why we still have that in the big 2.6. VGA, HDMI, DisplayPort, and yeah. On the board, you have 4 DIMMs, M2 slot, PCI. Not sure what's in here. So now that brings me to the CPU. I went with the Ryzen 5 5500. It is 6-core, 12 threads, 3.6 gigahertz with a 4.2 gigahertz boost. This CPU does not come with integrated graphics, so you will have to buy a GPU for your build, which you should anyways. At the time I bought the CPU, Newegg had a 52% off deal, and the price was $75, but without the deal, it showed $160. On budget builds, it's very important to look around for the best deals, not necessarily the cheapest, but the best value for your money. This also comes with the heatsink and the fans, so you don't have to buy your own. Who the AMD stuff, and then heatsink. How do we get? This little arrow right here needs to line up with the little arrow right there on the motherboard. Make sure you lift this, set it in there, then just pull the lever down, there, like that. Now for the heatsink, these screws out. That is not the right one head.
You stupid.
Yeah, there's this one.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
Now, here's where I start to cheat. I have RAM left over in this Pro Desk that I did a video on a while back. Now, if you're unaware, RAM prices are insane right now and have skyrocketed. This T-Force Vulcan Z 16GB set I bought about like a year ago now. They costed around $25. Now, they cost $104.
Damn!
So, if you have RAM in another machine, and you don't use the machine anymore, I highly recommend use old RAM. Put them in the 2 and 4 slots, not the 1 and 2. Don't be weird. Like that. I took this SSD that I had laying around in another computer that I don't use anymore, but you can get a Crucial Pre 3 for $81 on Amazon. And I also have 1 terabyte hard drive and another SSD that I'm going to put in this computer just because, I'm going to make it my computer. But I'm not going to count that towards the budget because you don't need to have it. I'm going to take this. If yours has a sticker on it, I'd take it off because this has a heatsink on it. Alright, with all that being installed, now we're going to get to the case. For the case, I went with a Antec NX200M Micro ATX tower. This cost me $40 on Newegg. It has this cool door that has magnets that open and close it not very nicely. This is tempered glass. Comes with the rear fan already in here. Opened up. It uses 2 of these thumb screws for the back part. Two extra covers, zip tie for cables, cable ties here, and all your screws. I went with the MSI Armor RX 580. I got this off eBay for $80. This has 8 gigabytes of GDDR5. Now, when you buy off eBay, you really got to be careful and make sure you're not going to get scammed. Got to make sure you're buying new. No thanks. Yeah. You got to make sure you're buying new and tested products to make sure that they work. And you're not going to buy someone for parts. And, even though after you already buy one, eBay is going to ask you to still send you offers. I still am getting requests for offers. Anyways, RX 580, really nice. For the most part, brand new. Yes, I know it came in a 480 box. But I don't know if it's a 580, but I think it's a 580. The sticker says 588 gigs, so I tested it in another machine already, and it does work. I don't know if it's a 580, though, because I didn't install the drivers. Anyways, let's get this off and get it in. Take this off first. And you can pull these out, right? Pull them out, or jeez. The ones you have to break. Now, get this in here. Put this in the silver PCI. Line this up in the PCI. Line this up on the side. Make sure that that's all good. And press it down. So, there you go. Graphics card is installed. Now I'm gonna start putting the wires in around here. Now let's move to the power supply. For the power supply, I went with the 550 watt MSI Mag A550BN. I bought this off Amazon for $55. It was 50% off at the time, and the list price is 65 bucks. Maybe cheap for a power supply, but it comes with a free 5-year warranty, and it's 80 plus bronze. Listen very closely when I say this. Never, ever cheap out on a power supply. Unless you want your computer and your house and your family to blow up. Don't buy used either. You can get a sneaky power supply that smells like Sharpies or a fire hazard. Probably both. For the fans, I went with the Arctic P12 Pro A RGBs. I bought them for $24 on Amazon. They're 12 a piece. Let's start with this one because I already messed it up. Put them on the front. For that, I need to take this off. I don't know how. Let's just like pop off. Very scary because I don't want to break it. Assuming the other side. Yep. And there you have it, the $500 gaming PC that can run pretty much any game. GTA 5 runs smoothly on high settings. I'm not sure of the FPS, but it feels like around 70 FPS. BeamNG runs smoothly on medium settings, around 70 FPS. Fortnite will get around 120 on medium settings, but I forgot my Epic password, so I couldn't show you the gameplay. And there was still $66 left in the budget that you could use to buy better parts or a cheap mouse and keyboard. Anyways, with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.